Hi, this is Vic Mignogna, voice of Edward Elric in Full Metal Alchemist. Captain Kirk in Star Trek continues. And do you know what the best podcast is? I'm going to tell you. Five-ish Fangirls, yeah!
I am here with...
Well, I am Brian Bonahum.
Okay.
And I'm speaking on behalf of Steve Hassenplug.
Okay.
And is this an audio blog or is this?
It's a podcast, actually.
Podcast,
yep.
right?
Yep.
So I don't have to spell any names.
No,
That's
you
awesome.
don't.
So
we don't do spelling.
So we're standing here at the Super Robo Rally game, which is a Lego version of the Robo Rally board game that hasn't been around a while, but will be re-released soon, I understand. And our game is played with Android phones instead of cards, and the robots actually move. The game board that came with the board game was about 1-inch squares. Our squares are 15 inches across, so hence we call it Super Robo Rally instead of just Robo Rally. It's very supersized. Yeah. And you see over here on the table, we haven't put all the tops on the robots yet, but you've got R2-D2 and a Creeper and an Android and a Wall-E, but amongst there also you have the original Robo Rally bots that come as the die-cast pieces in the game. You've got Spinbot and Hammerbot and Twitch and Twonky and Zoom. And the whole gang is here, so nice. It's a lot of fun, and it's nice to come to GenCon with this because it's the only place people recognize the actual game is at gaming conventions. We take this to Lego conventions, and people go, "Oh, neat! It's a bunch of robots moving." Here they go, "Robo Rally." Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we own a copy of the board game at home. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty. If not, it's something very similar. So, but the colors is what drew me in. I was walking by. I'm like, "Ooh, colors!" Oh, and you were saying to someone else that the robots, as colorful as it is, they don't necessarily recognize the colors.
Right. The robots actually are capable of looking at the board and determining where they're at on the board by themselves, but we actually don't implement that in the software just because we found we don't have to. No. The game plays well enough without that, so we kept it simple. That way less goes wrong when you're playing.
Nice. Very nice.
Not that it's simple, because we had to design our own web server and all the firmware to go on the robots and everything else, and a Bluetooth stack and all this great stuff to go with it. So simple is relative.
Yeah. Hey, no, I completely understand. My husband is a computer programmer, so I actually understand some of what's coming out of your mouth via osmosis.
When we designed it originally, we designed it with the intent of being able to travel with it in a single SUV. So we did a lot of system engineering up front to make things break down into small pieces and assemble easily when we get here. So the board itself, as you see, it's got a big gray band around the outside. Mm-hmm. That's actually the only part of the board that's connected together. All the squares inside are just sitting there loose, held in by that belt around the outside edge. Mm-hmm. So every day you come by here, we'll have a different board. We'll reconfigure this each morning.
Okay.
And put down a different look for the games that day.
Okay. Wait, so every single one of these panels are made out of 1x1, well, mostly 1x1 squares?
Yes.
It's all
There's
Lego.
a lot of Lego pieces on the floor.
That must have taken a lot of time.
And if you think about it, each of those is on top of a 48 by 48 base plate. Do you know how much those cost?
A lot.
$15 a piece. And this board's about 15 by 15, so there's 225 of those base plates underneath this all just to hold it together.
Wow.
At $15 a piece. So
I recognize the
adds
colors
up
from Robo Rally, but I usually remember the NXTs being able to only track a single color or a few, depending on how many color sensors you've jammed into them.
We have 3 color sensors on the bottom side facing down on each robot. And so they're actual color sensors, not just light sensors. So you can actually determine full color spectrum with these. They weren't the original sensors that came with the NXT were just light sensors, but they've come out with color sensors since then.
With the EV3s?
No, they came out before the EV3s.
He knows his stuff.
Why are you using NXTs and not EV3s?
Because we built this game before the EV3 existed. And we didn't feel like reinvesting in EV3s just to bring it up to date when the NXTs work just fine.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, I see you're getting ready to, I guess, have the first bout of the day. So I'll let you get back to getting ready here. So, but I'm excited to watch people play. So.
All right. Awesome. Thanks for stopping by, Rachel. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
the time.
It's picking up a lot of background noise.
Great.
So there's a lot of background noise,
Yeah.
but
Oh my
we'll
God.
make it work.
So, right, Sirenscape.
Yeah.
I'm Ben Looms.
Yeah.
Have you used it before?
No, I have not. I'm actually.
Are we recording already?
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah. So introduce yourself.
Yes. Hi, I'm Ben Looms. I'm the creator of Sirenscape.
Okay. Very, very cool. Yeah, and I downloaded the app last night, but I didn't get a chance to play with it. It was downloading while I was sleeping.
Fantastic. It's really amazing.
Yeah, I'm not actually a tabletop player, so the whole idea of playing even anything without sound is all foreign to me.
Fantastic.
So
Do you do board games as well? Or?
I do. Like with my husband and I, we play like Ticket to Ride, and which I would think we could still
Fantastic.
make it apply.
I
So.
should explain what Sirenscape is,
Yes.
I guess. So Sirenscape is an app on PCs and Macs and phones and tablets. It makes background sound for, tabletop games, which are our original thing. So whether you're playing Pathfinder or Dungeons & Dragons, it creates the dripping dungeon, it creates the horrible dragon attack. But it's not just a 15-minute recorded loop that goes round and round and round exactly the same every single time. It's a customizable, totally immersive, never repeating, beautiful environment that just completely immerses you in the beauty of the fantasy environment or the horror. We also have a sci-fi player that does sort of spaceships and epic sort of battles and planet-devouring creatures and laser guns and light swords. But we also have a board game player which does. We have a license with Catan, so if next time you play Catan, grab the Sirenscape board game player and you can have the sounds of the sheepies. And there's like 60 separate smarty pants robber comments which make the game really, really fun when you roll a 7. And so you're playing Ticket to Ride, we support R&R game Spike, which is this amazing train game. So you can fill the countryside with choo-choo trains and people loading cows and wool and sheep and all that sort of stuff. So that's Sirenscape.
Very nice. And I was on your guys' website last night watching some of your videos, and it's obvious that you're very passionate about this because of your background. Because you're a musician, you're a singer, so sound. You know the importance of sound and what it brings to telling a story.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. Yeah, sound is cut straight to our core, straight to the emotional centers. If you hear the sound of skittering bugs just at the edge of perception, then there's this irresistible visceral reaction to that you can't manage, you can't sort of stop. It just happens involuntarily. So sound is like this shortcut to immersion in play. And it used to be a new thing for tabletop games and board games, but now it's actually something that most people are getting into. I was using YouTube videos and cassette, actually probably before YouTube, I was using cassette tapes and CDs, but I could never find the right track, I could never cue it would stop. And so I really honestly just made this app for my own table. And then people were like, "Oh my God, that's so amazing! Can I have it on my iPhone?" And like, I don't know how to program iPhone. And then we grew as a company from there, and now it's available across all sorts of devices.
Yeah. So, and you guys have recently added the ability for people to record their own sounds, right?
Yeah, with releasing this GenCon as the Soundset Creator finally, which is this amazingly powerful machine that you can actually take all the sounds in Sirenscape, mix and match them. You can mix the sci-fi sounds on your spaceship together with a dragon attack and a thunderstorm. I don't know how that works. And then you can record your own sounds. You can even pull in the sounds that you own from computer games or record your own sort of evil genius. Mix that all together, hit upload. It uploads onto our service and becomes just like any other sound set that you can download onto your iPad and then use during your game.
Nice, very nice. So, and the app is free.
Yes.
Right. So, but then there's a subscription service that unlocks everything else.
That's right. So you download the app for free. It comes with 2 free sound sets, and you can test out that on your device. Make sure you really, really like it. It comes with a generic spooky forest with distant roars and a high energy battle with humanoid monsters. And then you can buy individual things one by one. So if you buy your Red Dragon Mini for $15, then you can buy the sounds to go along with that for $3.99. Or then you can subscribe to the fantasy and unlock absolutely everything for $6.50 a month. We have a license with Paizo to support the Pathfinder Adventure Paths. So we're releasing lots and lots of fantasy monsters every single month. And as a subscriber, everything we release while you're a subscriber, you gain permanent ownership of. So it's really just a really heavily discounted way of getting everything awesome that we release.
Right.
And then there's some subscriptions which unlock the fantasy and the board game and the creator and all that sort of stuff. You can find that out on our website.
Very nice, very nice. So I have to, somewhat related, I guess, but I have to say, because I was watching, like I said, I was watching some of the videos on your guys' website, and you're, what is this whole thing about? And obviously you're a bit of a geek.
Yeah. Just a bit.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, to be doing something like this, you have to be a bit of a geek. But I have to say, I noticed the stuffed Cyberman head and the TARDIS on your desk.
Yay.
So you're a fellow Whovian.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. I'm pretty much tragically for anything geeky. My wife and I are currently 3/4 of the way through watching Voyager all the way through again, and we're about to start Deep Space Nine. And these things, take us 5 years with kids, but we're loving it. And Game of Thrones, but basically everything. Doctor Who, woo!
Yeah. But I imagine after you're, doing this for so long, that have you found yourself when you watch something paying more attention to the sound than the actual story?
Yeah.
Because I know since I started cosplaying, anytime I watch anything, I'm automatically drawn to the costumes, and I forget about paying attention to what's actually happening.
Look, I come through a door and there's like some weird sucky sound because the air conditioner has and it goes, and I'm like, my ears are just tuned to hearing sort of unusual sounds.
Yeah.
And do you know the Wilhelm scream?
Yeah.
So it's like, and it's become a tradition to include it in every movie, any movie that's any movie. It's got the Wilhelm scream somewhere in it, and we have the Wilhelm scream in our app, so you can set it off at the table when someone dies hideously. But now it's become like this, radar. Like often it's very, very much just in the background in the movie, but it's in every Star Wars movie, for instance. And you my ears that's the Wilhelm scream. That's the Wilhelm. My wife's like, yeah, I know. So and there's there's also different sounds that I hear, and hearing the different sound design. We bought a PlayStation game recently, and the sound design was really bad. There was the same sort of patterns of sound that kept repeating about sort of every 90 seconds or so, and being really ultra sensitive to what effect that's going to create is really, really important. And as a sound designer, I consciously realized that's going to really become annoying. As just a player of the game, you mightn't actually realize that, but that repetition might actually sort of have a depletion of the immersion because you realize you're listening to a computerized situation there. So I'm ultra tuned.
Yeah. So there's, I don't know if this is picking it up or not, but there's been occasional screams that you've got a makeshift recording booth going on here. So what do you have going on here specifically for GenCon?
So last year at GenCon we recorded the sounds of GenCon, and we've released this amazing sound set, which is the sound of the GenCon exhibit hall. So everything from this general rumble, which you can hear here, to people walking past talking about their characters. I had this fantastic kid come and he donated the sound of him trying to nag his parents to get an ice cream. I was like looking at these guys, I'm so sorry. He's like, Mom, can I have an ice cream? Why can't I? It just went on and on and on. So you can actually, in Sirenscape, you can hear the GenCon sound set and be at GenCon, and then people donated dragons and all sorts of things, and you hit the dragon attack, and suddenly there's zombies and dragons and people screaming and running for their lives and crying like, please don't eat me, I'm a nerd, I'll be really chewy. And this year we're recording the sounds of angels and demons for the final chapter of the Hell's Rebels Adventure Path. So getting people screaming, obviously, as well, and people can come and step into our sound booth, and then it's suspiciously scream in horror. So I think we're getting a crowd of people wondering what's actually happening inside the sound booth. But then, we'll stick those people in a sound set and give them some credit, and people get to hear themselves, inside Sirenscape, which is really cool.
Very cool, very cool. So, I keep hearing people screaming. I just have to laugh.
Fantastic.
Some really good screamers. For what reason? Okay, so if people are interested in Sirenscape, where can they find everything they need to know?
So Sirenscape.com, Syrenscape. You can even just misspell it in Google. You'll find us. There's a fantastic video, as you said. What is this Sirenscape thing anyway? It gives a really, really quick overview of it. Download the Fantasy Player, and if you're a writer, then turn on the medieval town or the dripping dungeon or the beautiful elven forests or the storm or the stony beach. If you're a role player, then everything will be there ready to play fantasy gaming. Download the apps, give them a try on your iPhone or your Android or whatever, and then buy some stuff. The forums are fantastic, great crowd of people there who will give you lots of tips about how to use it well and how to use it easily.
Very cool. All right, well, thank you.
Fantastic. Pleasure talking to you.
Introduce yourself and who you're with.
My name's Josh Austin. I work with D3 Go.
Okay. And tell us a little about what your product is.
So we work on mobile games. Right now we're working on a Marvel Puzzle Quest game, which has been around for almost 3 years. It's very popular. And we just released a Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest game, which is based off of the same idea, but instead of playing land cards like you would in a Magic game, you're matching these runes that are in the game board, like Bejeweled or something, and you're bringing out your characters, your creatures, your spells, your supports to take on another Planeswalker.
Okay. I actually have the Marvel Puzzle Quest one. I have it on my iPad, and I play it when I get the chance until I get frustrated with a level, and then I shut it off and don't play it for a week. As I do with most games. I'm like, I don't want to play this anymore. So how did because obviously Marvel is very popular right now. So how did the idea and the use of the Marvel characters come about?
So we originally released Puzzle Quest years ago. It was originally like on Game Boy Advance and stuff like that, and it was like probably the first puzzle RPG game where you played as a hero and you made all these matches just like you do in Marvel Puzzle Quest to level up your hero and go on this quest, right? It was so popular, and we've been releasing them for years, and we're just trying to come up with new ideas, and Marvel was a great fit because we have a ton of characters that you can unlock and play with, and we had a really great, the Demiurge came up with this really great strategy of having the heroes all play off of each other, so you have these team-based mechanics that came in. So it opened up the doors to a lot more mechanics for a Puzzle Quest game. Marvel was really great to get on board with us, and we work really closely with them. They work on the story with us and the art approvals, and they help guide us on which versions of the characters to release that coincide with different releases of television shows and the movies. So when we have some stuff coming up again with Civil War, we just released a Civil War event with the movie launch, and it's really fun to do because it gets new people interested in the game. It also gives players that have been playing a while a chance to get really new, strong characters and just be a part of the release of the movie.
Yeah, and I noticed obviously Marvel is the movies are very popular, but you guys go beyond the movies, and there are, pardon my language, a crap ton of Marvel characters that are within the game. I mean, characters I've never even heard of. So, I mean, you really dive in there into the comic book, catalog there with the games and the different abilities, and I love the little cut scenes with you get like Deadpool saying Deadpool-y things and Nick Fury being Nick Fury and that kind of thing. So you guys have really done a really good job of capturing the characters' personalities.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I've only been on it since December. I took over for the last guy to move on, unfortunately. But yeah, it's been fun so far. Like Howard the Duck, I remember the movie from the 80s, and it was fun to bring him out. And a lot of my favorites like Venom, the Protector version. And then, we just asked the community which characters they want, and we unfortunately can't do all of them because of licensing reasons, but, we try our best to, answer the community as well as just bring out characters that are fun or introduce characters that are newer that I didn't even know about. I've been a Marvel fan for a long time, but I don't know some of the newer ones, and I'm learning them as we go, But yeah, we have a lot of great characters coming out still, too. We have Black Bolt, which is coming out next Thursday, and he's really funny. He does, do you know anything about Black Bolt?
No.
So Black Bolt's this crazy guy who he can't, when he talks, it just it makes a sonic explosion. So one of his powers is a whisper, and it knocks out the middle two rows, and it does damage to the player. And then if you have 5 AP of all the colors, it's a stronger version, and he screams, and it wipes the whole board out and does more than double the damage. So he's a funny and fun character. He's really powerful, and it's all just by his voice, and it's funny. Then we have Spider-Woman coming 2 weeks after that.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. So, where are your games available for people to play them?
Marvel Puzzle Quest is available on Steam, Amazon Store, Google Play Store, and the iOS Store. Magic is on iOS Store and Google Play Store.
Very nice. Thank you. Introduce yourself and explain what your product is here.
Okay, I'm Shelly Harper. We are Conquest Journals. We are the licensed vendor for GenCon journals for everything you do at the con. It's like a con binder with pages and plastics for all of your demo notes, your schedule, the booths you want to get to. You can put your business cards that you collect in there. It's just a great place to collect and protect all your con stuff.
Very cool, very cool. Yeah, I was flipping through Tony's that he had, the little tiny one. And obviously, I'd seen the pictures online. It's very, very cool that all the custom pages that you've done for people, so that because I've scrapbooked before, and it can be kind of overwhelming. Like, oh, what do I put on this page and the layout and all that? So this kind of makes it a little easier. It's like, oh yeah, I can put autographs here, I can put pictures of me and my friends here, I can put notes about the games I played, in this case the GenCon specific ones, so that sort of thing.
That's exactly what we were trying to do. I've never scrapbooked before, so when we came up with the idea, I wanted it to be more like a smash book, because you always leave a con with your backpack and all of that stuff that stays in the bottom of it you never do anything with, and the photos you leave on your phone. So I thought, okay, let's make these pages already designed, already laid out for you, and all you have to do is like get some double stick tape and a marker and go to town. Write down stuff in there, double stick tape, just throw everything in there, smash it in your binder, and then, it's not a lot of work, it's not a lot of effort, everything comes with it pretty much.
Very cool. And obviously you're pushing the GenCon specific ones here, because we are at GenCon, but you do have other more generic type ones for other conventions, right?
Yes. So we have a Doctor Who inspired journal. We have our Star Trek inspired journal with the 50-year seal on it for this year, for the anniversary. We have a Walking Dead inspired. We have a Supernatural inspired, and very soon we're going to be launching a whole new licensed lineup that's really exciting. So as soon as we can make that official, we'll put that on our website at conquestjournal.com. We're going to keep expanding that fandom lineup too.
And obviously the website, conquestjournal.com, is that the best place for people to find your product if they don't come across you at a convention?
Yes, conquestjournal.com, and I'm on Twitter at quest_journals, and we have a Facebook page at Conquest Journals. So we're on all the social media, but conquestjournal.com is the best place to find all of our stuff online.
Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We're just going to talk to each other.
Exactly. That's
a cocktail?
Yeah, kind of. I could use one right now. Good Lord, it's been a long weekend. So anyway, I guess we should start with the formality, and introduce yourself and who you're with.
Okay. Hi, my name is Leah Culleton, and I'm the president of Haba USA.
All right, fantastic. So, tell us a little about what Haba does, what kind of games they make, and what other products.
So Haba, we're the USA division of a German family-owned company. It's been around for 80 years. And they make a lot of wooden toys right at our factory still in Germany. So the games is just another extension of the Haba family, and they make games with wooden pieces. So 90% of our games have wooden pieces in them. And we're one of the only companies that makes games for 2-year-olds. So we have an entire selection of games called My Very First Game Series, about 18, 19 games that are for 2-year-olds. Get those children gaming young, taking turns, learning their colors, learning how to win graciously, how to lose nicely, and be patient, and all of those good traits that you need to be a good gamer when you're an adult.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at some of the products you guys have here at the booth, and obviously this is a small percentage of what Haba offers. But I was looking at the backs of the descriptions and all that, and I see you guys have a rating system that shows what each game potentially could, what trait, I guess, it could teach the child as they play the game.
Right. What skill level, how long it takes, how many players. So we do that on every single game. last year, so this is only our third time at GenCon. And so it's been awesome. Our fans have been treating us very well, and there's always a new market for us because there's always new kids being born. So I'm at the lucky end. I'm at the beginning of it. But we have games like Rhino Hero, which is a card stacking game that adults play without any children present in the room. And last year we introduced at Essen 2 games. Here in the U.S. we brought in 2 games, Adventureland and Karuba, and those were our first introductory into strategy games. So they didn't come in our traditional yellow box. Haba's known for our yellow box. And one of them was Karuba, and we actually got a nomination for the Spiel des Jahres. We didn't win it, but we got a nice nomination. So we're very lucky to have that on our first year creating a game for 8 and older.
And I was looking on your guys' website, but you obviously here at GenCon, games are the focus, but Haba does offer just other children's toys as well.
I'm going to a baby show in October where I'll have a huge booth, 10 times the size of this one, showing all of our baby toys, from clutching teething rattles to tents for a children's room.
I don't have any children myself, but what drew me to your guys's booth and your product and what I wanted to come see was the fact that you do offer unique games for, I like on your boxes that you put the minimum age, but then it's $2.99. It's like, really, anyone of any age can play, obviously. But I do have, nieces and nephews, and I do like the idea of potentially coming to a company like Haba, for birthdays and Christmas, because they're unique products. They're not the same thing you're going to see at every store, because Lord knows, buying for small children. For birthdays and Christmas and any other event where you have to buy presents can be a nightmare, especially when they have a ton of toys anyway, and it's like they don't really need another set of Legos. But if I can get them something that's a bit more unique and
that's to your nature.
Yeah.
I mean, that you would sit and play with them.
Yeah.
So they'll look forward to Auntie coming over, or,
exactly.
That's come over and play your games.
Exactly.
And like my banner says, Haba's not just for kids. It really isn't. And I mean, like you made us on the magic feathers, where you have to blow the feather to get it on the tile that you want to earn. So Haba, like you said, does a lot of different things. Yeah. It's not just roll. It's not just roll a dice, take a turn, move a tile, move a figure. It's blowing feathers. It's balancing eggs. It's balancing rhinos. It's balancing. I've got a balancing animal game called Animal Upon Animal. So yeah, we're really different in that aspect. That we just come up with these unique things to make you do.
Yeah, I like that. I like unique. So. Tell me and everyone else listening here, or will be listening here, where they can find your Haba's products.
Well, we're trying to obviously get into more of the friendly local gaming stores. That's our number one priority. And then they can also go to habausa.com.
Very nice. And you guys are Facebook, Twitter, that sort of thing as well?
Yes, we have a special Haba Facebook page for gamers, because it's Haba USA Toys for the toys section of it. But our gamers reached out to us and said they didn't want to know about rattles and and blocks and things, so we created one just for the gamers, Haba USA Games.
Okay. Well, very nice. Thank you very much.
Stopping and enjoyed the conversation.
have been listening to the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. Any and all movies, books, games, and other forms of media mentioned are owned and operated by the respective copyright holders. No copyright infringement is intended or implied.